Susan Lazar-Hart here, your transformational mindset coach, creator of the Bold Quantum Method and the Reimagining Your Midlife Challenge. So my question today is, why is showing up so difficult for many of us? That's what I'm finding as I go through the challenges and working with my clients. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm okay for everybody else, but I just don't have time for me. And I just don't show up for my dreams, my joys. What's going on, Susan? Well, we show up for our kids, we show up for our partners, we show up for work, aging parents, friends, commitments. But when it comes to showing up for ourselves, our dreams, health, well-being, the things that truly matter to us, it suddenly feels like that's the hardest thing in the world, and we actually feel separate. So have you ever told yourself, I'll start next week. I just don't have time. It probably won't work for me anyway. And I feel that putting myself first is the wrong thing to do. Well, you're not alone. Why is it so hard? Because for years, decades even, we've been conditioned to believe that showing up for ourselves is less important than showing up for everybody else. Truth, our worth is tied to how much we do for others. That's what we've been taught, that prioritizing our own growth, health, and happiness is selfish. And I find selfish really funny because my name is Susan, so I am myself. So does that mean I'm too Susanish? Maybe for some, not for me. When you don't show up for yourself, you're teaching the world and yourself that you don't matter. Are you showing up for you? Let's flip the script. Instead of asking, what do I need to do for everybody else today? Or what's on my to-do list? Ask yourself, how can I show up for me today? Kind of feels yummy. Because when you show up for yourself, you create momentum in your life. You build trust with yourself. You model self-respect and confidence for those around you. You become the ripple that creates the ripple that creates the ripple. How you treat yourself is how others will treat you. I had a client recently who said, I'm just tired of doing everything for everybody else. And my question was, well, how does that serve you? So really, truly, when we say, oh, I'm tired of answering everybody else's problems, I'm tired of, ask yourself, have you created that as your identity? Because what if you stepped into a different version of you? What you're really asking to be and what you're asking to create in the world. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about setting out a priority. What would I love? What would I love? Tapping in to your heart. What would I love? And then asking yourself, what excuses have I been giving myself to not actually create something for me, with me? Because it's that shift that will change everything. I want you to think of one small way you can show up for yourself today. Maybe it's 5 minutes of quiet reflection as the day begins. Maybe it's saying no to something that you know actually drains you, that you don't want to do, that isn't fun, it isn't joyous, and it doesn't add to your life. It doesn't actually align with what you're asking to create in the world. Maybe it's finally taking that first step towards something you've been putting off. The key, don't wait until you feel ready, because readiness isn't what moves you forward. Action does. And we know the universe rewards action. So let's take the step a little bit further together. If you're reading this or you're listening to this and you're saying, Susan, I know I'm not showing up for myself the way I should, but I don't know where to start. I hear you. That's why I'm offering an exclusive Freedom Path call. It's the path that I'm encouraging you to take to freeing you, to being there for you. It's a private space where we can take an honest look at what fears are holding you back and explore what's possible when you start showing up for you. Now, it's not a coaching call. It's a simple conversation to help you gain clarity, shift your perspective, and take that first step towards your next chapter of freedom in your life. So if this speaks to you, let's chat, send me a message, reply to this email if you're reading this on an email, or just drop a ready in the comments below, and I'll reach out to you to see if we're actually a good fit for what you're actually asking to create in your life and living. Now, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to take that first step. Live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader you came here to be, one that's willing to show up for themselves first. You know, when you're in an airplane, when they teach you how to use your seatbelt and the air thing that comes down, they say, put it on you first before you put it on the others. Yeah, because you can't actually help somebody else if you're not fully being present with you in creating a life you love. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye.